Over the past few years, people have started working with more and more applications. You've got one tool you feel is the best for your composing. You've got one tool you'll feel the best is for mixing, one for editing. With the MC, you're not forced to work with just one application. Now you can choose what you want to work with and when. With the ability to control any application on a Mac or a PC, and not only that, but up to 255 separate computers, means that you're not forced into working any one way. So at any given point in time, you can work with either Nuendo, Logic, Final Cut Pro, Pro Tools, or Pyramix, any application on your computer. These are just a few of the reasons the MC is the best service on the market today. Hi, welcome to the Euphonix MC. The MC is a media application controller capable of controlling any application on a Mac or a PC. Not only that, but the MC is intelligent enough to control up to 255 separate workstations at any given point in time. The MC, as well as every workstation in your facility, attaches to an Ethernet router. Each audio or video workstation that you wish to control from the MC must be running the Euphonix client application software in the background. This allows the MC to find and connect to different workstations, either Macs or PCs. You can see here we have 4 workstation select buttons. If I enter the setup button associated with the workstation section, I can see every workstation in my facility. From here I say I want workstation key 1 to be the Macintosh, workstation key 2 to be a PC, so on and so forth. So if I hit setup again, I exit the setup screen. And from here I select which workstation I want to attach to. If I hit button 1, the MC takes control over the Macintosh. If I select button 2, I'm taking control over the PC. So how these buttons are programmed right now is the default setting that came with the MC for the Nuendo application. As soon as I switch to an application like Logic, you can see the entire surface changes as well as the touchscreen to reflect Logic. As soon as I switch back to Nuendo, now I'm controlling Nuendo. So as you just saw, the entire surface changed over. What I can actually do is I can enter setup, and I have a tab here called locking. I'll exit setup, and I'll switch back to Nuendo. Now this section is still controlling the parameters of Logic, while I'm using the transport here to control Nuendo. So in essence, I could control Final Cut Pro from here, Logic from here, and Pro Tools from this section.
For me, I'm editing. That's what I do. I'm an editor, and the MC is designed for that. Basically, since I work with different composers and different clients, I need to be flexible and I need to be able to use what they use. When I was working on Cold Mountain, for example, we worked all in Pro Tools. I just finished another film for Christopher Guest, and CJ Vance, the composer, uses Logic, so I use Logic. Right now with Chris Beck, I use Digital Performer because that's the application he uses. And it's again the strength of the MC. It does not only work with Pro Tools. When I open Digital Performer, I can just keep working, and with one touch of a button I switch from Digital Performer to Pro Tools, and my whole control surface switches along with it. And this is great because I don't change the way I work. I don't have to turn my chair or anything. I'm very quickly switching from one application to the other.
The first level of control is the keyboard and the trackball. On one side you have a standard trackball, and on the other you have a jog wheel that's used for editing as well as jogging and scrubbing. As you can see, I can map zoom here and then use this to zoom in and out.
By having the whole surface wrapped around the keyboard, what to me was like, this is the surface for me, because I don't like too much depth. Like, I want my monitors to be very close. And most control surfaces, you have your keyboard, then you have a control surface, then you have your monitors. With the MC, since it all wraps around the keyboard, it saves you at least 6 to 8 inches, which when you're editing, it really speeds up your workflow dramatically.
The next level of control is the 56 user programmable smart switches. Here on the right edit section, you've got 4 banks of 16. Moving forward here to the soft keys section, we have 6 banks of 24. Again, we have a duplicate section here called the left edit section, which also has 4 banks of 16 switches.
The highlight of the MC is the 56 LCD smart switches. These switches allow me to put any function on any of the buttons. I can customize it, I can change the colors. It just makes my life easier.
The next and highest level of control is Yukon. This is what gives the MC its real power by connecting the MC's dedicated faders and knobs to the media application. Yukon is a high-speed, high-resolution control protocol developed by Euphonix to allow the MC, System 5 MC, and the larger System 5 consoles to communicate with media applications. Yukon can communicate with any application, including those that directly support the Yukon protocol, as well as applications that support Huey and Mackie control. The MC sends all of its commands down high-speed Ethernet using the Yukon protocol, including keyboard and trackball, the faders, as well as the knobs. The Euphonix client application splits out these commands to the operating system and to each application. Yukon is also used to transport metering, status, EQ, and pan curves, as well as knob and fader movements back to the MC.
It is a truly programmable control surface. The Yukon protocol is obviously well developed and well integrated and well thought out between the various manufacturers. But as more and more folks adopt to this protocol, we can make it stronger and stronger and stronger, which is basically the reason why I chose this, because I believe it is the beginning of a cycle. It is the way to do things in the future. You cannot control the innovation and growth that'll come out of the processor market, or what somebody will bring to market in 3 years from now. And this is the way that you can latch onto that, because at the end of the day, you still need a mixing environment with a mixer doing their job. And the back room will change, and has changed and will continue to change.
So let's take a closer look at the surface of the MC. Here on the right here, we have 4 banks of 16 user-programmable smart switches, as well as a standard trackball that can be used to communicate with the application. The 10 multicolored smart switches above the trackball are usually used for transport control. Above this section, we have 4 faders. Now the MC comes standard with either 4 faders or 2 joysticks used for surround panning. The 4 faders have 4 tracks associated with them at all times. You can see here, I've got 4 tracks selected here in the window, and they're highlighted here. If I hit the bank right button, I move in a group of 4 to the next 4 adjacent tracks. I also have the option of hitting nudge, which is going to move 1 track at a time. Above the faders, we have a solo for each track and an on switch. Next to the 4 faders, we have a touchscreen here. While working with an audio application, all the tracks in your session appear here. From here, you can solo a track. You can actually record ARM tracks. You can mute the selected track, or you can just grab that track's selected attention. Next to the touchscreen, we have an additional 6 banks of 24 smart switches. These are fully user programmable, but come predefined for most major applications to help get you started. Next to the 6 banks of 24 smart switches, we have a soft knob section. The soft knob section is primarily used to edit assigned plugins, change aux levels, assign inputs and outputs, and adjust EQs. To the left of the soft knob section, we have a monitor control section. With the MC, you have 2 dedicated knobs for monitor feeds, such as Q sends, green room feeds, whatever you choose to send out. Below that, we actually have a control room monitor section. We have 3 speaker selects. I've got main speakers, which is composed of a 5.1 output, 5.1 for Alt1, and Alt2 is stereo. You also have a dim and a cut switch, as well as a talkback mic. The monitor section of the MC actually takes control of an application in the workstation known as Studio Monitor Express. This functions as a full professional studio monitor matrix, taking audio feeds from software applications from any Core Audio or ASIO compliant sound interface attached. Studio Monitor Express uses any hardware outputs that you designate as speaker feeds and is fully surround sound capable. In the same general section, we have a very powerful feature. It's called the assignable knob. This knob will grab any feature that you hover the mouse over. So let's say I hover the mouse over something such as automation glide times. As soon as I press this button down, it locks that, so when I move the mouse away, I'm still controlling those glide times. So essentially, any feature of a DAW can be controlled by simply hovering the mouse over it and then locking the assignable knob to that parameter. Here in the left edit control section, we also have 4 banks of 16 smart switches. These are primarily used to assign edit commands that can be used in conjunction with the jog wheel, such as zooming in, actually trimming the audio region. I can apply a fade in using the jog wheel. I can do clip gain, or I can move the region. In addition to editing with the jog wheel, I also have a plus and a minus button. This allows me to fine-tune my edits. Let's say I've got a region selected and I want to move it 1 frame. All I have to do is select the Move Edit command, And then I can just hit the minus and I'm moving that audio region frame by frame.